Want to paint a landscape that looks advanced, but is actually easy? And have you ever noticed how distant trees tend to look purple, although we know that they are green? I'm gonna show you my simple system to create the haze and to make the field glow with my step-by-step system. So get your brushes ready and let's start painting. So we start by wetting the paper and applying the purple haze. The haze is distant trees, and we're gonna create the distant atmospheric effect by putting cool colors. In this case, it's gonna be kind of purple, and make a color that is not too bright. Okay, in this case, it's going to be French ultramarine mixed with permanent rose. And I'm going to incline my board just the length of my fingers. And then I'm going to come starting this way. Now a little bit darker. And this bottom, remember it's wet. And then with more water, I bring it up, lift a little bit again. So we get these things. This is what we're aiming for. You see it here? That's what we're looking for. All right. And if you had to help it, go a little, and it will still happen because we still got a lot of wet. Okay. Now, so this is what we are trying to create here are distant trees in the distance. So they will be thicker in the bottom and it will be a little bit lighter here. So I'm gonna create, it's pretty wet and my paint that I'm bringing is also wet. So we're gonna create holes because trees are not solid. The holes meaning they got spaces where they are white. Now, because all of this is wet, they're gonna dry with a softness that's what we're aiming for. And yes, some will say, well, what are you painting purple trees in the distance? Trees are green. No, we need to learn how to paint what we see and not what we think. Yeah, we think in our brains it's like trees are green, but when they are in the distance, because of it's called atmospheric effect, since they are farther away, look cooler to our eye. And also, we want all of this to be very soft because since they are in the distance, also have soft edges. So now we're gonna try to let this dry, but we don't want it to dry completely yet. What we're gonna be looking for, I was trying to collect some of the water. I'm trying to look for some of this shine to go. I also want to put, like if there are some of the branches, okay, peeking through. And for that, I need them to stay where they need to be, but I don't want them to be hard because the moment that we put a hard edge, we bring everything forward. So I wait for this shine to disappear. Still have a lot. Thicker paint, less water. Still got wetness here, so let's just imagine that some trees pick through here. Let's just get one peek through here too. And because it still is wet, that is gonna be soft edges and not hard edges. That's what is gonna make it even more realistic. I'm concentrating onto these little holes, like between the, like if the sky shows, and this could be, branches they are into these trees. And here, instead of making it like it's a tree, all I'm doing is like darken this up a little bit. All right, so look how beautifully it has dried by itself. Yes, watercolor needs a little bit of patience, but this is what it creates. This is dreamy kind of look. So this part of the field is going to be in the light, and this other part here is going to be more on the shadow. So I wet. Then I come with my Hansa yellow light. A little of my burnt sienna here on the path. But again, right away I go and blend. I just making right now the colors, kind of like the underpainting and establishing my colors. Then we will go with the details. I'm gonna switch to sap green, which is a green that is still is bright, but it's not so bright. And again, as I go farther away, let me come with some water. I dilute my color, and I also grade it out with a hint of neutral tint to give us the distant feel. And now I'm gonna let this dry. Right, now we have our painting in a good point where we already established where the light is coming. We're gonna do one thing that is really gonna put these distant trees, these atmospheric trees, even farther away. How are we gonna do that? Because we're gonna have the impression of a close-up tree, some of the branches coming here. This is gonna be one of the darker colors in the painting. So I'm gonna put this first so that we know how dark to go over there. I'm not gonna paint the whole thing. I'm just gonna get the impressions. This is my gold green, by the way, impressions of see what's happening here by adding detail and darker colors. Then this comes forward and the other things are still being pushed farther away. Let's continue to build this beautiful thing. Let me get like a little branch coming with a little bit of a green, but more on the brown. The branch that is leaning. Okay, so I'm gonna do exactly the same thing that I was doing on the other one. I start with my lights, and then we will bring the darks. I'm coming with my gold green. Now I'm picking up a little bit of blue to it. The French ultramarine. Put some in some places. I'm lighting it up a little bit with a Hansa yellow light. This is my yellow. Drop some. There's a lot of wetness here, so let's just move around here. Sun is coming here. We're gonna have yellow, so let's just have a little bit of brightness here too. Some of these leaves to the gold green. Wall is wet, so that this blend. So you see the technique is put a light color, put a medium color, and now we bring with a little bit of darks. I'm gonna continue, and then I just do like tap, 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 and you can tap it with a little bit of water. I'm gonna continue building this branch at a little bit high speed, so I don't bore you to death. So this branch doesn't look like it's so lost. We're gonna put a little bit of greenery, just like we did over there. But do you see our beautiful haze, glow haze, how it's being pushed back, but it's there, like giving this beautiful atmosphere to our painting. I'm loving it. Let's just have, we don't want it to compete with that one. We just want it to be a little bit there, like anchoring it. So I'll come first with the light. Then I'll move to the medium, for the darker of all. Maybe we put some here. Again, try not to be too even. Establish our mood. We already can see that it's the hazy afternoon. Gorgeous painting. Let's concentrate on the thing that is closer to us, and this is going to bring all the detail. Now that we have our darker greens, we're going to start bringing some of those right here. We're going to re-establish a little bit of a horizon line, but remember, always keep in mind, things that are farther are looking lighter. We want to pretend that this path keeps going farther away. So over here, I want this part over here to be lighter. When building distance and your landscapes, always remember this rule. Things that are closer to you will always have detail, the more details, and the colors will be brighter. Things that are farther away, we will have less detail, and the colors will be more muted and more lighter. So even though I'm trying to establish that this part over here as the darker one, which it is farther away, I'm gonna continue to dilute this so they are a little bit darker than this, but lighter than this, so that I can create my atmospheric but distant. This is a little dark. Over distance, this is dark too. So I can come with a touch of darkness here, only in this corner. And then I blend it. Okay. I come with a little bit of the very light greens, one brush with color and one brush with water, with dilute. Let's just re-establish a little bit this horizon line. So I come with my green up there, trying to make it a little bit more straight. There it goes. And then we drop a little bit around here. We have a path that is going to be tuning. So come with water. And I'm guiding our eye into that direction. Now I'm coming with the greens. I'm bringing it slightly darker because I'm getting like mid-tones. And then I start putting some over here. Some grasses will be around, growing around the edge of the path, and then some even on the post, around the post of the fence. Now I'm bringing my queen gold, quinacridone gold. And we're going to start building some of these. Around this area, I mean, of course, I continue to dilute, but around this area, we're going to start bringing brighter colors. And finally, here, where it's closer to us, we're going to bring a little bit of burnt sienna. Still is wet from the other ones. And again, impressions of grasses. We will come with some green too. But so, how am I doing this? I get a little bit over here. You see that? A little bit of my damp brush. And then over here on the top with the tip of that one, I made this thinner and makes it look more like grass. Green, more burnt sienna, and build our path a little bit more too. So we bring in some of the detail and some of the extra color. This is almost like sand kiss. But as I go farther away, let's just bring, like if it is a little bit more of a pink. I can actually add some of that here to them on top of the burnt sienna too. Right away. Go with your water. With our gold green, we're going to bring some greens here too. The grass is some of this still wet, so. And then tap, tap, tap. And now we are building the details here. We're going to separate a little bit of this road. So this is burnt umber with a hint of neutral tint here. And little zigzagging lines. Let's make a bigger one here. Darker one. By that I mean like deeper. Comes deeper inside here. I'm going to go till around here, and then we will start building this lighter so that we can accomplish more of a distance. So wait till I zoom out and you will see how these things add quite a bit. I did it over there. Let's just do a little bit. This is creating the edge of the road. So let's just put some here too. And now with a more diluted, same colors, but diluted, I bring it on the edge, and I also bring a little bit of that inside here. Tap, 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 and then go out. And let's just put some on the road itself. So we bring in our detail to this part of the painting. Burnt sienna. The sun will be hitting our post over here with a mix that I did with burnt sienna and neutral tint. So darker color, straight. Then I bring it close to the burnt sienna, so they mingle. If I lose my burnt sienna, I can go back with more. A little bit of grass growing here, so this cannot be a hard edge, so I come with water, bring some of that up. And if you want to do it right now while all is still is wet, just get some of your greens. You can also do it later, but you can bring some of the greens right now. Dilute this, especially this. We're going to put a shadow here, but once this is dry. We're going to do the same thing on this other one. So a little bit of the Russian. Put it on this side. We can establish the light comes like this. So I put it over there, but less darker than that one because I'm gonna establish already the distance. How am I doing this? By making this a little bit lighter, but also by making it shorter. And this other one, it will have less detail, so we don't even have to put the darker, the light and dark. We just go with the darker color, but a little bit more diluted. The tinier. I keep going like from bigger to smaller. Just the impression of the last one there. Maybe if you want to, you could do even a tinier one right there. Smaller, and then you can get in bigger to continue the illusion of our distant fence and path, guiding our eye over there. Painting is almost done. The only thing left to do is to add the shadows that this post will bring into the ground, and that will also anchor them a little bit more. And now I'm mixing neutral tint with burnt umber, and we're gonna start putting the shadows. So this one here will cast a shadow coming into this direction. Imagine that is making a triangle, so we're gonna make a tail around there, and then we're gonna bring it close. So now that we got that, we're gonna dilute it into here, and I'm gonna go a little bit with water for the edges. Actually, you're gonna bring some of the darkest greens. Okay. So that will be one, and then we can do a second one over here. This one doesn't have to be as strong because, yeah, you guessed it. Things that are closer to us have more detail, and then we're trying to make it look like this is farther away. And since I have this dark color here, let's just put the little things. I don't need to make it all together, just one impressions, and then I can just go with a little bit of water. Let's just do another one, like another post that's here outside of our view. So I put a little, and then I go with a little bit of water. They usually have two, so go like that, water, and a little bit of water, and again, and I'm making the whole thing just an impression of them. Diluted this color a little bit, and then I'm gonna put this one kind of together, and even a lighter one, very pale. All right, let's just check this. It's basically done. The only thing that I need to do is adjust a little bit, couple things. I love this. I love how the shadow is here. I love these shadows. I feel like this could be slightly darker, not necessarily with detail, so that's where I'm waiting ahead of time. Trees are here casting the shadows. This should be a little bit in shadow too. So I come with my darker colors and I dilute them, but I'm darkening it. And I'm gonna do the same thing here, darken this a little, but I'm gonna dilute it. By keeping all the background colors soft and muted, by adding the darker colors and the details closer to us, as well as the bright colors, we have created a lot of depth and a good sense of atmosphere, like the golden hour and a nice feel. And we done it. We created a easy, very impressive landscape by putting details where they needed to be and bright colors as well. We created a lot of depth and atmosphere. If you are learning watercolors with me, don't forget to subscribe. I post videos twice a week. And as always, I thank you for being here, and I will see you in my next video.